It is shaping up to be another beautiful day across much of central Missouri. Waking up and heading out the door this morning, though, for work, well, you might want to give yourself a little bit of extra time because we're going to be tracking some patchy fog spread across much of central Missouri. So could reduce your visibility just a tad bit. Going to give yourself a little bit of extra spacing between other cars this morning. Now, a lot of this will start to kind of pull back and kind of exit the area back to the southeast as we head off into the second half of the morning hours. So a little bit closer to 8 to 9 a.m. For the most part, a lot of that's going to be out of the region. Then we head off into the second half of the morning hours, and we're going to be looking pretty much clear, just going to be looking at some mostly sunny skies. Now, temperature is going to once again be cooler than average this afternoon, eventually going to be seeing our highs back into the lower 80s, so a tad bit warmer than what we saw just yesterday, topped out at 77 degrees, but tracking plenty of sunshine once again back into the region, meaning our UV index going to be very high once again, level 9, so sunburn time, if you're going to be outdoors for extended periods of time, going to be looking at 20 minutes or less without proper SPF protection. Now, as you're heading outdoors, the pollen is going to continue to get worse as we head throughout the second half of the week into the upcoming weekend. We're kind of in that transition period from summer getting closer to fall, where we go from grass pollen back to ragweed as a primary allergen. So we're going to be dealing with this for quite some time. So you might want to go ahead and make sure you're pretty stocked up, but going to see very high levels as we head throughout the second half of the week. And also going to be seeing an increase in our temperatures and dew points as we head off into this upcoming weekend. Average high usually at 88 degrees, but heading off into Sunday, going to be looking a little bit closer to 96 degrees here in central Missouri, so well above average, but tying in with that, we're going to be seeing our dew points continue to excel back into the lower 70s, meaning that heat index most likely going to be into the triple digits, could be getting close to 104 in some regions. Now, taking a look at the upper level winds, main reason we're going to be seeing such an increase in our temperatures and even this drier period here in central Missouri is going to be these high pressure domes back to our west that kind of make their way back towards mid-Missouri. So going to be dry throughout much of this afternoon thanks to that high pressure system. Just going to be seeing some mostly sunny skies. We do see a little bit of a cold front start to slide in from the northwest tied to a low pressure system back towards the Great Lake region. Not going to bring any moisture back to the region, but going to help return our winds back to the northwest as we head off into Thursday and Friday, meaning it's going to be feeling back into the mid-80s once again, so still well below average here in central Missouri. That is until we start to look a little bit forward into this upcoming week, and that high-pressure dome continues to move back off to the east and back down towards the surface of the earth. We're going to be seeing winds back out of the southeast, which means we're going to be seeing a lot of the warmer temperatures starting to spur back into the region with an increase in our humidity. So heading off into this upcoming weekend, we're going to continue to track these well above average temperatures tied in with that moisture, meaning it's going to be dangerously hot. Now, a little bit further out, 6 to 10 days away, because this high-pressure system is not breaking down just yet, we're still going to be dealing with drier than average conditions across much of the Midwest, including here in Columbia. So if you have any grass that needs to get a little bit of water on it, well, the next 7 days you might be relying a little bit more on your sprinkler. But overall, not a bad thing to see a little bit of relief from the rainfall because we're still over 9 inches, making for the second wettest August here in mid-Missouri. Now, as we start to look off into early portions of next week, temperature is still going to be well above average back to the mid-90s, but we are seeing a little bit of a holdout for the potential for some cooler temperatures heading off into the second half of next week.